friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to review another poetry collection for you, and this one is by Lang Leav, who is quite popular. This is her Love Misadventure collection, and I specifically picked it up because it was February, Valentine's Day, the month of love, among other things, and I've just been hearing great things about this poet, so I wanted to try her out for myself. Now, this collection, the one drawback when I purchased it is that I did have to pay full price. It was retailed for $19.99, and when you do a quick flip through of this book, you notice that a lot of the pages are blank and there is a lot of white space. Each poem is only printed on one side, leaving the back completely blank, and a lot of these poems are extremely short. So it is very non-ego conscious. It is very wasteful in my opinion. I'm not sure why it was done that way. I'm sure it was aesthetically pleasing, but not very ego-conscious, and I didn't like that about that, to pay full price for such extremely short poems that were printed one side. So there were three different parts of this collection. The first part was Misadventure, the second part was The Circus of Sorrows, and the third part was Love. At the beginning of each part, there is a beautiful black and white illustration that the poet herself drew. So Lang Leav is not only a poet, but she is an internationally exhibiting artist, and I can definitely tell that just from the beautiful facial expressions and the dreamy-like quality of her illustrations. This is one such illustration, and I just think it is so cute. Again, the white space and the blank pages really bothered me. In fact, someone else said, and I quote, "So many trees dying for the pretentiousness of blank pages and white space," and that's exactly how I felt. All the content was easily relatable because it's feelings and experiences that at least most of us have experienced. I just found it cutesy, convenient, and came off as undisciplined, and the structure was completely lacking in my opinion. So there was a lot of rhyming in her poetry, and each poem was titled, which I enjoyed, but sometimes to the sacrament of the poetry itself, things rhymed or it related to the title, and I just don't think it was very cohesive that way. While it was lyrical at times, a poem would start off beautifully and then it would just go in this crazy, wacky direction to make it rhyme or to relate to the title or something like that, and the structure was just lacking severely. With that being said, I kind of feel wrong with my rating because I feel like I should either love it a little bit more or dislike it a little bit more. So I gave it 3 stars just because there are quite a few poems within the collection that I did enjoy, but there are other poems that I completely do not understand, not even a little bit. I can't even begin to assume what the poet was trying to say. Not only was the structure lacking, but it just seemed to ramble. A few of the ones that I liked were X's and O's, which is very short. It's only 1 stanza. I also enjoyed a thank you note, which is 2 stanzas. I enjoyed an endearing trait, which is 2 stanzas. I really enjoyed a stranger, which was actually 4 stanzas at 3 lines each. And then, like I said, there were those poems that didn't make sense to me at all, such as this one entitled In Two Parts. It's 2 stanzas, 3 lines each on page 49, and it says, I quote, "You come and go so easily. Your life is as you knew, while mine is split in 2. How I envy so the half of me you lived before love's due, who was yet to know of you." That doesn't even make sense to me. I don't even know if it's like correct English. There was another one called Letting Him Go. It was on page 69. It says, "There is a particular kind of suffering to be experienced when you love something greater than yourself, a tender sacrifice, like the pained silence felt in the long song of a mermaid or the bent and broken feet of a dancing ballerina. It is in every considered step I am taking in the opposite direction of you." Some of the ones that I liked were some of her longer poems in here, such as A Dream on page 125, Souls on page 135, and the one that I probably liked the best was entitled Angels, and that was on page 145, and it is 3 considerable stanzas. Not really stanzas, it's more paragraph form with a deep meaning, and I just thought it was really beautiful, and I really enjoyed that one. There is this little notation in the back about posted poems, and it says, "Posted Poems is a unique postal service that allows you to send your favorite Lang Leav poem to anyone, anywhere in the world. All poems are printed on heavyweight art paper and encased in a beautifully string-tied envelope. To send a posted poem to someone special, visit," and then there is the website that you go to do that, and I just thought that that was a really nice touch for the poet to do. So I will leave that link down for you in the description box if you are interested in checking that out. But overall, I do have one other collection from her. I'm going to see how I feel about that one before moving on to any of her other poems. Like I said, there were quite a few in here that I enjoyed, but I was really left stumped on pretty much everything else. So for a handful of poems, I don't really know if it's worth keep buying her poetry. So we'll see what the future holds. I'm going to see what I think of Memories, and then I will make my final decision from there. I hope you've enjoyed this poetry review of Lang Leav's Love and Misadventure. If you're interested in other poetry reviews, let me know down in the comment section down below. Also, let me know what your favorite poetry book is. I'm still looking for recommendations. I do have a separate wish list on Amazon now for all of the poetry that I am interested in obtaining. And as I am watching your videos or listening to your comments, I am adding things to my wish list. So I do have quite a few on there. If you're interested in checking that out, you can just search it by my email address. I'll probably link my poetry wish list down below so you can see things that I am interested in. I have done 2 poetry hauls now. I will probably be doing another one shortly. But yeah, that's all I have for today's review. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!